like, hey, so this is what's going on. Magic's dying. This is what we just went through. This is the Upside Down Man. You should see Barry's face when he freaking sees the Upside Down Man. Later on, he comments, he's like, I'm not going to be able to sleep for a week.
Yeah,
like, that was terrifying.
They were pretty upset about that. That was even Aquaman was unsettled about it. And it's like,
yeah, Hawk Girl was like, yeah, it's, everyone was like, what is that? And so Wonder Woman
giving a debriefing.
Yeah, brought in the Justice League Dark Team and was like, so we defeated it, and it was a really close call, but we got lucky, and we need to get as much information as we can to figure out what this thing was and how we can stop it from happening and how we can fix magic. Because Aquaman's like, I'll go to Atlantis and see if there's anything in the books. And Jon Stewart's like, I'll go talk to the Lanterns.
The Guardians and stuff, like see if there's anything on their level, which brings it onto a cosmic level, which I think that's cool.
Yeah, because magic is tied to everything in every universe, which again we'll get to later. But at the end of the debrief, everyone's about to walk out, and Martian Manhunter asks Zatanna to stay and everyone else to leave. So like, Wonder Woman shoots her a look, and she's like, whatever, because she kind of still doesn't trust her, because Zatanna originally wanted to work with the other magic people and not help Wonder Woman at all.
Because she's not magic.
Yeah, supposedly.
Right.
Magic people take care of their own.
Yeah, basically. So she still doesn't quite trust her, and Zatanna's like, I really wish you hadn't done that, because I'm trying to get back on her good side after all of the stuff that just happened. And Batman's like, I've seen Diana face, like, everything, but I've never seen her like this. She's afraid. And everyone's just really, really worried about Wonder Woman.
There's one thing that we did not say that is kind of key here is Wonder Woman did not tell the Justice League about her transformation.
Yeah, about the thing on the head.
Right. Which by the way, they had Wonder Woman had reverted back to her original form after she banished the Upside Down Man, and they just kind of retreated at that point. But then we get to the debrief. Well, on the other side, the Justice League were like, in the debrief with Justice League, Zatanna did not tell.
No, Wonder Woman did not tell about the thing.
And neither did Zatanna.
Sure. And then we go and basically Zatanna and Wonder Woman have a fight, and she's like, why didn't you say anything to anyone? No one's gonna appreciate that. We need them to know everything that's going on. And Wonder Woman is like, I don't need them worrying about me. I need them worrying about how to fix magic. That's what we need to do.
Right.
I don't know what happens in the rest of it.
I don't either. It's all starting to blend together.
This is the first one still, or?
This is, Witching Hour, number 1. Okay. Alright, and then they're like, oh, why don't we talk to Kent Nelson? And they're like, oh yeah, by the way, he tried to feed us to the Upside Down Man. By the way. Oh yeah, so we go to,
We're back history.
No. We go to, a group of people, of witches, trying to come together to figure out how they can fix magic that's outside of the normal group of magic people that were like, we don't need help from the Justice League, blah, blah, blah. Called the Sisterhood of the Sleight Hand.
Yeah. Okay.
But they're basically like a bunch of noobs. They're a bunch of noobs that barely know magic, and they use magic just for trickery, basically, and don't use magic to its fullest potential, except for, what was her name?
Oh, Witchfire.
Witchfire.
Huh.
Who's apparently a character.
She's got
that Witchfire.
fire on her shoulders coming off of her suit. And it's just kind of like shoulder fire. Shoulder fire.
Wiki.
Yeah, basically.
Cool.
Yeah, and she's like, I used to be in a band, and it used to be great back in the day when I was young, and just learning all the amazing things about magic, and basically doing whatever I wanted to do with it, and using dark magic because it felt rebellious, and all this stuff. And the other witches, and they're in Oblivion Bar, actually, which Bobo now owns because the original Nightmaster?
Yes.
Nightmaster died and left Bobo his sword, so he became the Nightmaster.
Huh. Okay.
We talked about this in the first issue. Whenever we talked about the first issue, and so they start forming in a circle to do an enchantment of some sort to try and figure out what's going on with magic.
Huh.
And while this is happening, Witchfire is screaming in agony, and then a bright light envelops her, and a symbol appears on her forehead of 2 crescent moons and a full moon.
Oh boy.
So what's that about?
Yeah.
And
She tells everybody, please run.
yeah, and only some of the people escape.
Holy crap. Yeah, dang.
Yeah, she goes all kinds of bleedy eyes, mega flames, and incinerates everyone.
Pretty much everyone.
Except for those who had the capability of escaping.
Yeah, and not many did escape, but some did, so that's good. But yeah, we also found out that Constantine was there, chilling, drinking whiskey in the corner booth.
Okay.
While all of these witches are trying to figure out what's going on with magic, he's just sitting there doing nothing.
So he's okay.
Everybody got returned to normal.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
okay.
When Wonder Woman did the thing, that's right.
Everyone got all healed.
Except for Detective Chimp.
No, he.
Really?
That was he was in the vase before.
Oh, okay.
And I hadn't noticed it when I went through the reading the first time. But yeah.
Yeah, everybody got only thing that did not get fixed 100% is the demon blood in Constantine.
Don't find out until later, but that's okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's fine.
I thought you mentioned it at that point.
No, it's when in the next book. So yeah, flames, stuff, people, many people died. While all of that's happening, over in Justice League Dark Hall, Swamp Thing is trying to heal himself and makes a bunch of mulch, which is like this.
So, but first, from my understanding, is they're all creating their own little domains, kind of like the Justice League were creating their domains. So this is him creating his domain, and the best way to do it is just create a bunch of husks of himself and let them break down.
And become mulch.
And become mulch so that he can create the plants inside the Hall of Justice in his own little domain, which is super kind of cool. That's the kind of thing I got, because I like a little different designs, but it is kind of creepy, which is the first thing you see is this is creepy down in the corner.
But I want you to understand. I want to make sure that you know that this is creepy.
This is creepy.
That's what Bobo was saying to Swamp Thing.
And of course, Man-Bat's like, this is awesome. Do you mind if I dissect one of these? I want to see it. And of course, Detective Chip's like, I can't.
Both of you in the same place at the same time. It's too weird. Says the talking chimp.
Oh, man. Yeah, they talk about how they're trying to figure out who's causing all these trouble and why she went all white-haired, as Bobo calls a white-haired freak out mode.
Right.
And they tell Bobo to have a drink, hand him a whiskey.
You mean Bim Jean.
Bim Jean, yeah.
Is that what it said? Bim-Jeem. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so this is right after the briefing, and they're like, oh, so what did Batman say about your freak-out, your white-haired freak-out? And she's like, I didn't tell him. And Detective Chimp's like, Batman does not take lightly to things that might, or not being told about things that might end the universe.
He doesn't like not knowing things. It's bad.
What does he say? It's he's going to have a very rational reaction to that. Like, yeah.
They're saying we need to find more answers, and that's when Diana starts. They're at around the table. It's kind of a little round with a pentagram table, kind of like the Justice League table, but
dark. Magic.
And a voice, Diana.
And she's like, wait, do you hear that?
And it says remember, and she has an effect, like it's like electrical, like jolting her memory, and she screams no, and she sees a flashback to where she's getting branded by the witches on her forehead, which I think the brand disappeared, like it's zoned out, and I think, but there's still like a little bit of a, because you can kind of see it.
Right.
Then she goes all white haired about it.
Black tears from the eyes.
White-haired freak out.
Yep. And Zatanna's like automatically there, like you can fight through this. Still don't know what it is, but you just need to calm down, basically. And
the voice replies.
It's like, no, Zatanna, she cannot, and it's Hecate.
Hecate.
Huh.
Who is an ancient being, god. Witch?
Deity, a deity, god of, but higher up, cosmic level.
Made from the cosmos before there was anything.
A celestial.
Essentially, yeah.
I mean,
she's
you're
the
not wrong.
Goddess of magic. We find out, because we get from Zatanna identifying who she was because of her dad.
I'm going with more
Hecate.
like Greek sounding name, Hecate. I don't know.
During this is happening, Bobo had run off to send out a distress call to the rest of the Justice League. And,
oh, we skipped that page. That's right. The voice had gone to the Justice League and said, "Forget all of this. Forget all of this," to every one of the Justice League members.
Erased their memories, and then they went like, "So somebody complained again today."
Ted Cord.
Ted Cord.
Ted Cord complained about patrolling.
Of course he did. And then Bobo, in this scene, fast forward back to now, Bobo is peering the Justice League around him, and they're ignoring him. It's just this hologram of his face, and the Justice League are not even paying any mind. And then, of course, they're like, Ted Cord, another complaint. So apparently she's blocked them from communicating, so they can't help. Which is sneaky hobbits.
Yes. Yeah, she says that the mundane world will be blind to magic until her work is done. She made it so. But then they escape because Swamp Man ties her Swamp Man.
Swamp Man thing.
Swamp Thing ties her down with the green, and they escape to a door, which a closet, and Diana's like, "Why are you doing this to me? What have I done to deserve this?" And Hecate is like, "You've been witch marked. My power has lain safe, hidden in you since childhood, but now she needs it back for whatever reason." And they burst through another door, and it's the basement of the Oblivion Bar, and everyone's like, "Bobo, you really made a doorway to your bar in the Justice League basement?" Like, really?